This is the PICO search interface. So here you can directly access some of the structured vocabulary and query some of the structured vocabulary from the data tables in Meerkat, and you can build some Boolean queries that actually let you query concepts from multiple tables at the same time. So if you remember in the study search, for example, or in the table search, you were able to search for one intervention at a time. So for example, you were able to search for olanzapine in the intervention search, but you were never in the intervention search able to search for, say, 2 drugs at the same time and to connect them with AND operators. But this is exactly what you can do here in the PICO interface. So this is more of a visual search builder tool. So you can still select whether you want to search interventions, outcomes, or health conditions. So if you want to search for an intervention by clicking in here, rather than just typing a search query, you are able to directly select the intervention in a drop-down. So as you type, the drop-down is going to filter. So for example, if I would like to filter olanzapine, and there are 2 different versions of olanzapine, 3 different versions of olanzapine in here. This one is a connection within another drug. So right now I've selected 3 concepts, and if I add the selection of these 3 concepts to my search, these are connected with an OR. So any study that matches this or this or this olanzapine is covered in the search arm. And now I can set up the second search term. So for example, if you want trials comparing olanzapine with risperidone, we will now add the versions of risperidone that exist in our database, and we will also add the selection. And what you can see here in the visual search builder is that now our 2 arms that are each connected with an OR are actually connected with an AND. So if you submit this search, Meerkat will query for you all studies that have been tagged with both of these interventions. And because they are quite famous antipsychotics, you will see here that is actually quite a number of studies. So 383, and you can see here in the study record that is shown, there is a short explanation as well of the interventions that are in there. So you can see it is really olanzapine versus risperidone in most arms. And then again, as described in the video on the study search, you can select these records and you have your 3 export options here. And if you'd like to set up a new search, you can delete this. And again, what I'm going to show now is how to actually query data from multiple tables. So we could say, for example, still risperidone. And we can add that selection. And then we can add something else. So we can add, for example, the health condition. So the health condition, if there is a study that has participants with diseases or conditions sort of related to schizophrenia, but not exactly schizophrenia, then these are captured in the health conditions. And we can just add a number of these psychotic illness here. We can add that selection, and you can see that these are now differently color coded. And we can again submit the search. and this is querying quite a lot of information from the database. But here you can see we've got 48 results of studies that are tagged with both of these arms. And then, of course, also there is an outcome field here. These outcomes have been populated at a higher quality in earlier versions of the Maker database, but in the more recent updates, this is a field that hasn't been consistently updated, which is why we should be cautious when using this to limit the number of searches. But still, these outcomes, they can be interesting if you want to do a very rapid search and you want to very specifically find, on a high precision search, find trials that target a specific outcome. Again, there are lots of outcomes here. You can select them like this again, like by typing, and you can add these to the selection together with an information, with an intervention, and again submit the search, and then build any length of queries that you would like. And again, all the information is summarized up here as well.